I changed my life in one summer. This is how you can too. I will be doing a growth series, but this is more of an intro, hi video. So far, my 20s have been filled with excitement, anxiety, confusion, frustration. I feel those on a weekly basis, but also growth. One thing about growth is that there's no time limit on how much you can progress, and I know this from summer just gone. Sounds like a short amount of time, summer, why am I talking about summer? But seriously, the amount you can grow in a short amount of time is insane. Sustaining it, however, is a different story. So I think we should get into that a little bit more. Exercise really does increase those happy hormones that we need when we are going through certain situations. So I'm not saying that has to be forever, but when you are really down in the dumps, having an outlet to let all of that frustration and confusion and blah out is the perfect thing for it. And summer, when yang energy is high, you want to go outside, you want to do things, is the perfect time to start the gym or a different hobby. Me personally, I think I tried 16 hobbies in summer. Some, to name a few: jiu-jitsu, yoga, tennis. Yeah, I was really just shopping around trying to see what would fit for me, what works, what feels natural, what I can continue with, what I could see myself actually learning. But I'm not saying you have to go with a hobby. The gym is easier to start with because no one's expecting you to be there. No one's going to be like, oh, Tori, you didn't show up. Where were you? No one's going to do that. And I did not know my way around the gym. I was completely new. I still don't. I'm still learning. I was completely new to it, and it's fine. Everyone has to start somewhere. You do as well. So moving on to something else that is both physical and internal is nutrition. Food. I ate meat and I drank alcohol. I wouldn't say my diet was terrible, it really wasn't, but it wasn't the best either. I would just eat what I wanted. I was craving, I don't know, 4 cookies and ice cream. I'd eat 4 cookies and ice cream because, yeah. But once you realize what you put in your body really affects your mood and your day-to-day and overall your appearance too. Hate to go and talk about that because there's so much more to it, but the gym and diet go hand in hand depending on what you're trying to achieve. By no means am I an expert, but I will say I am, and especially when I started, I was a lot more leaner and toned. When I cut out meat, which I have still to this day, I now eat fish because everyone needs to do what they need to do for themselves, and my hair was personally getting a bit thin. So, because I wasn't taking any supplements on the side besides biotin, yeah. So anyways, I also cut out alcohol. When I would be in social settings, I would rely heavily on, oh, I need a cocktail, you know, just to get my nerves, cool my nerves down a bit, whatever the saying is. And I noticed, I wouldn't say I was by any means an alcoholic, but I would rely on, oh, like, you know, I'm out, I'll just have, no. So now I very much do go to social events sober, and I haven't drunk in a few months, and I hope to sustain that. But when you enter social situations and you realize that you have these little crutches, eliminate them and really sit with yourself and find out who you're dealing with, because until you do that, you cannot progress, you cannot grow, because you don't know who you're working with, you don't know what your weaknesses are, you don't know what your crutches are, you don't know what you're relying on to get you through certain situations. There's always a better outcome when you do that. So next we're going to focus on the internal, and that's read your books. As simple as it is and as like cringy as it may be, read your self-help books, because you know what, at the end of the day, other people know more than you. Other people know more than you, and I know that it's not ideal if you don't, if you can't sit down and read a book, because to some people that might feel boring. I don't want to read for an hour, I don't want to read for 2 hours, I just can't focus, you know. And especially with our brains just getting used to seeing things in short form, you know, we're scrolling, we get everything packaged and quick. A book really feels like you've got to make the time for it, and you do. The book's not going to read itself, but you will learn so much from it. Me personally, I developed notes from the self-help books that I was reading in a OneNote, and that was very easy because I have a bad memory, so when I read a book I will literally forget. So making notes on it was perfect for me, because when I was out day to day, I would then go back into that note and be like, oh, this reminds me of something that I read in All About Love, and then I will have that quote ready to hand, especially for conversations where you never know who might need to hear something from you. That's really helpful, because when I would discover other people going through similar rocky moments, then I'd have like this bank of digestible quotes that really helps me, honestly. It's not even quotes, but they're like sections of those books, which was perfect. That brings me to my favorite part, which is solo dates. Why did no one tell me this before? Taking yourself out, whether that's to a restaurant, an experience, even to a different country, because solo dating and solo travel are like this. Solo dating is like the first step in solo travel. When you really reserve time for yourself, you not only value your own company more, you also build confidence. I do not bear meeting new people, going somewhere alone. Before, if I saw an experience online that I really wanted to go to, I'd be like, okay, I need to find a friend to come with me. But now, it's more of a case where I will see that experience and know that, okay, that's for me, that's a Tory thing, that's reserved for Tory. I don't mind bringing a friend along, of course. Doing things with friends is still very valuable, but doing things alone you need to do. You need to have that time alone where you don't need to rely on anyone, because that is a thing that I struggle with. I would say I'm quite a reliable person. I'm always early, always on time, and some people are not, and that's fine. That's just how they are, right? But when you are a certain type of person, you always have to compromise or adjust when you are dealing with other people, because that's just how life is. They're not you, so therefore you do have to adjust in order for that friendship or that relationship to work. But with solo dating or solo travel, there's no one that you have to adjust or compromise for, which is perfect for those times when you just want to focus on you and really unwind, because life can be stressful as it is, and sometimes you don't want to socialize. Your social battery is dead. You don't want to go out, you don't want to, dress yourself up and worry about your outfit, you just want to go out. That being said, looking after your appearance is also important, because it actually makes you feel better. Sometimes life can get so busy and really drag you down, and you forget the little things like pampering yourself, having a face mask. I'm done waiting. I don't know about you, but 2025, we're doing things alone. I cut all streaming services. You don't realize what you're consuming is actually what you think about when you ingest that. So it's a very subconscious thing. The problems that those characters are having on that TV show are not your problems, but it conditions you to think about life in a certain way and frame your own situation in that same way. Or possibly we're always looking for drama in your life too, because we're used to seeing it on the TV show, used to seeing it in the film. So I just cut all of that long form, like where you literally lay down, sit down and watch it from start to finish type thing out. And it really did improve my mental health. Honestly, I was touching grass. I was spending time in nature, especially when it was green and it was summer and it wasn't so rainy, because I'm filming this in February. So what you consume is very important, because it does shape how you think. We can of course change this and rejig it by reading some good old self-help or spiritual books, which I will get into more hopefully in another video. We can intersect and rewire how we have been taught to think previously on this new journey that we're on now. Hopefully from that we will become more peaceful, less reactive, more ebb and flow. But that doesn't mean that you're complacent. It just means that we're less attached to the outcomes that we so desperately want, because when it doesn't go that way, it always feels frustrating, and we need to sever that emotional attachment to the outcomes, because sometimes the outcome that is actually waiting for us is so much better than what has left us. So I say all of that to say both internal and external are important for leveling up and really unlocking your true potential and who you could be. And that's what I hope to explore in this growth series. So I hope you come along with me on this journey. It's going to touch on a lot of subjects, but that's okay, because that's kind of what your 20s, and I want to say your 30s are about to. I'm not in my 30s yet, but it is slowly approaching. So I hope to help anyone feeling a bit lost, even younger than your 20s. Maybe you're approaching your 20s and you're realizing, I gotta start figuring out what I want to do in life. I gotta start getting myself together. You do, but you don't. So I hope this was helpful, truly, even if it was just me yapping and I was on in the background to make you feel some sort of comfort. But until I see you next time, bye for now.